Boof, boof, boof. Pull up with your morning coffee. Got your cup of instant. Oh, you got your dad cup.
I do.
Blair.
Happy birthday, Scott Webb.
Yes, happy brother birthday. Happy birthday, brother. I just did see Chuck's post as well. Did a cheeky DM.
I just saw that as well.
Yeah, got morning coffee. Good morning, team. Who's on this morning? Let us know. Banter session's about to go down. Day 2 of lockdown. Man, day 2.
Day 2.
It feels like day 5.
You are, I'm looking forward to. I don't know. Did they do a release yesterday on what's happening, etc., or no press release?
No, I don't.
I haven't checked.
If I'm honest, I didn't look. All I saw was everyone roasting all the families and those people that went to the gym. And it's day 3. My bad. Thanks for the correction. That's why it felt long. Yeah. No, I didn't see any update. Anyone got any updates for the press release? Because we both don't know.
Yeah. No, thank you for all the jokes that are coming in.
Oh, you're going to have to read them, and we're going to see if we can not laugh.
Yeah, there's been quite a few. I've got to be able to search them all because they're all in different places. But Paz, I think, is already into like number 7 or number 6.
No, Chuck's just said, no, they were just talking about the vaccine rollout. Oh, yes, we talked about this last week, whether or not we were going to get it. And Doc mentioned that she's going to be get it because she's on the front line. And there's no new cases. Thank you for that. I love how...
Thank you, Miss Ansley.
I love how the crew are all for us knowing the details.
Yeah.
The minor details. But yes, good morning, team. What is for breakfast? Well, the banter session for breakfast. Day 3, and the vibe challenge yesterday was the burpees.
Good.
And
really good. So we've got a few people do the burpee devil press thing. So I'll do an announcement a little bit later on today. I've got a couple more to have a look at. So that was really cool. And then today is obviously you got a 15-minute walk for your fitness to get out there and get some fresh air, even though it might have rained a little bit, or you can send me in some of your best dad jokes.
Yeah, these are good. Love a good dad joke.
Yeah, love a good dad joke. I knew Paz would be onto it. I think he said we've opened a hornet's nest and he's going to be dropping bombs all day, left, right, center. So that should be interesting.
Yes, I think we're going to be having belly laughs all day.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Like it's some of them, like I think the mood one, it took me about 4 goes to read it because I didn't understand it. That's how good it was. It's a good dad joke when you don't get the joke right off the bat and you have to go,
yeah,
and then after the 3rd go, you're like,
totally relatable, totally relevant. I'm like, what is it?
Yeah, I was like, wow.
No, so how are we feeling this morning? You all right?
Yeah, no, I feel really good. I've been doing a lot of stretching and mobility and working on a few little bits and pieces and just kind of checking in and playing soccer with the kids and then that sort of stuff. So it's like I think you said yesterday, we kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't go in until like about midday, and then I'm there till the evening. So it's not a bad run for me at the moment. It's kind of like a good reset and
can't complain really.
No. So it's
and the rain was very good last night. It would have filled up a lot of people's tanks, so it was quite cleansing actually. Oh God, Paz, this is.
Did you see that one?
Number 6. I broke my finger last week. On the other hand, I'm
okay.
I broke my finger last week. On the other hand, I don't get it.
No, so I broke my finger last week, but on my other hand, I'm okay. Fingers. That's a good one, Tazi.
I thought it was like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't get it. Oh God.
Yeah.
That though, I don't always tell dad jokes, but when I do, he laughs. You're killing me already.
That's a good one.
Killing me already. What did the ocean say to the beach? What did the ocean say to the beach, Evita? I want to know this. Nothing. Nothing. He just waved.
Oh, Evita. Wow.
Those are knee slappers. Good morning. Good morning, Case, Cleo and Macy. I was going to say Cassie. Little niece is watching. Oh, all the kids must be watching us.
Yeah.
They must be like, oh, there's those two brown people that we see from the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Paz is rolling in with the dad jokes. Apparently, someone in London gets stabbed every 52 seconds. Poor bastard. I don't get it again.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how. Apparently, someone in London gets stabbed every 52 seconds.
I don't get it. Because it's not 60 seconds.
Nah, that's way above my pay grade there, Paz. It was far too early in the morning for me to have to decipher your stuff.
I need an extra scoop of instant in my coffee to understand.
Yeah, I might have to put the old the kettle back on.
Yeah, definitely got to flick the jug back on. What did the wall say to the other? I'll meet you in the corner. Oh my God, Silla. Rolling me.
Right, okay, there you go.
Oh. I don't get it. He's saying that that's the stat, and it's usually someone different. Oh, so
instead of like every 60 seconds someone new, it's the same person every 52 seconds. Shit, Paz.
Oh gosh, we're terrible at getting these jokes, but when it hits,
we're like not doing well on this.
I got a message from Justine yesterday, and she's like, "I've got a brilliant idea. We need to set up the banter outside, like a coffee shop or outside somewhere, and like obviously with restrictions, like but we'll set up the live over there and have random bants and would you rather's there." I was like, "That's a great idea. What coffee shop?
Smart idea.
Get up outside of." But then I was like, "Oh, we need all the equipment. How are we going to run this live?" So it's something that I'm working on, Jay. Something I'm going to be thinking about how to make that happen. If anyone has any ideas of where we could go to make that happen, let's do it. Let's do it. What's this one, Chuck? Did you hear Schwarzenegger will be doing a movie about classical music? He'll be back. I had to do it with the accent.
Yeah, it's the only way it works.
And I was like, he'll be batched. And then I was like, oh no, he'll be back. What was the other one? Why don't eggs tell jokes? They'd crack each other up. So simple, but yet so good. You're killing me. My cheeks, you're really splitting my sides, Sada. You're really splitting my sides. Everyone's rolling these in. Must be something. I got in trouble at the zoo for lining up all the squirrels on order of height. They don't like me criticizing. That's too good. Oh,
all right, so Ayla's just given me one.
Okay.
A man got his left arm chopped off. He's all right now.
That was good. That was good.
Right, Ayla. Very well done.
Any of the kids that want to jump on the dad jokes, jump them on, tag us in the Insta Banter page, and I want to see how many we can roll through because these are too good. What has Paz got here now? Number 9, Mr. Pazzo, just say no to drugs. Well, if I'm talking to my drugs, I probably already said yes.
Yep.
That's so true. That's so true. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Channel, I think you sent this one last lockdown. Why did David Hasselhoff change his last name to Hoff? He didn't want the hassle anymore. Hey, how did he get famous? Was it because of that Baywatch?
No, Knight Rider.
For some reason I thought Knight Rider was Batman.
No, yeah, it's Knight Rider.
And is it
was Knight Rider then, but I think Baywatch kind of blew him up. Knight Rider was pretty famous, but they should remake that.
Do you reckon?
Oh,
would you watch that?
Knight Rider was amazing. It's like, Kip the talking car. Wow, it was like, it's like what we have now, right, with Siri, but we take it for granted. Back then, it was like everything.
Really?
And it had like the real crazy graphics, like as it goes through the air, and it's got like the real funky sci-fi type sort of theme music going through as it busts through a barn door, but it'll have 15 different frames of shot as it does it to extend the clip to a minute and a half long. It's amazing.
How many episodes do you reckon it would be? And who would be the new Hasselhoff if they had to make one? Because you couldn't use the old.
Good question.
You couldn't make that. You couldn't be that. Couldn't be.
It would be. I don't know who you'd have. Who would it be?
Well, no, didn't Zac Efron play the new Hoff in the Baywatch? There was that new movie he did.
He was one of the characters, and I think they kind of, Zac Efron would be good.
Yeah. Wait, so just give me a rundown on, just because it was a talking car and that was it? Was he a superhero?
Yeah, he was like I think he was like a bounty hunter, or like a guy that fought crime, and him and his talking car, and they basically. This talking car had like the internet in it, and they could search things and trace things and get codes and stuff. And the way that it would think and talk, it would have this flashing light at the front and go woo, woo, and then it would talk. That's kind of like how it communicated. And it would do things like like David Hasselhoff would go, "Kip, come to me," and then the car would turn up. Stuff like that.
That would be a dream as a kid, right? That's what the Tesla does. Yeah. That's what the Tesla does now. One more dad joke, because you're going to update us on what the CrossFit Open's just done.
Yes. Yeah.
Dad joke 11. Wow, we've got an 11. We have a genetic predisposition for diarrhea. Runs in our gene. Oh my God, Buzz. That one's so good.
Vader's one's pretty good.
What did the fried rice say to the shrimp? Don't walk away from me.
Oh, I didn't know that it was remade.
Don't walk away from me. Oh gosh. That is so funny. Okay, so I just sent you the link of what has happened in the CrossFit Open. So the CrossFit Open is soon, right?
It's next week. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The 11th. I think it starts next Thursday.
And Wednesday, obviously, it's not called the Reebok CrossFit Open.
No.
It's now
called the Noble CrossFit Open,
which is epic for the brand, right?
Well, yeah, it's huge. Like so Noble started as 2 employees from Reebok who left Reebok and started their own shoe company called Noble out of the garage. And I think Sam Dancer was their first athlete / person who invested in the company. And it's now been reported that they have tabled an 8-figure offer to CrossFit to be the naming sponsor. For not only the naming sponsor, but the shoe and apparel sponsor. So we're talking like anywhere between $10 million and $100 million they've paid the rights to CrossFit to do that. And as a result, they can then use CrossFit's trademark in their branding for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
But the significant thing is that they were looking at the different prize money for the CrossFit Games in terms of how that's going to change, because it hasn't altered in 3 years. It's been $300,000 for first, I think 175 for second, and 75 for third. And what they're wanting to do is make the CrossFit Games the highest purse that you can go for, right through to I think 20th. So from 1st to 20th, you will get. I mean, like it normally does. There's always prize money from 1st to 20th. 21st down, don't get anything.
Right.
But they're going to make it a lot bigger now. So the prize packs will be way bigger. It's pretty huge because Noble was born as it says in the press release from CrossFit. So it's just kind of like a nice organic fairy tale for them. So it'd be interesting to see how they go and see if there's any changes in shoe designs or what the drops are going to be or how often
it's
or
just
whatever.
Go up, isn't it? Like all of their stuff, I rate some of their stuff, and like that's so expensive. But like, I wonder if this is going to really level them up, and I hope they do, because with all the controversy that happened last year with all the CrossFit stuff and like all of that stuff, I hope that it really levels up. I can't believe that first only got 300K.
Yeah,
like
300,000. Yeah,
like Matt Fraser only got that how many times? 5.
You got a 5. Oh well, no. So the last 3 times he got 300 grand, and the first 2 times 275.
And he'd be making more money off his endorsements, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Instead of that actual comp, which is what they all work up until. Wow, that's nothing.
I think when he went and did, but he makes a lot of money from the event wins. So if there's like 14 events, if you get first, you get 3,000. If you get second, you get 2, and if you get third, you get 1,000. And I think he's got like something like 27 or 28 event wins.
Yeah.
So like there's another 100 odd grand or just under that. So
yeah. Oh my gosh, that is real good. That's going to be good for the sport. So, are you excited for the Open?
Yeah, it'd be really interesting because it's a different format this year. It's 3, possibly 4 workouts spread over 3 weeks, and then after that they do the quarterfinals, which is another online competition, but only for the top 10 or 20% through the Open get invited for that. And then from there, I don't know what the number is that go from quarterfinals to the semis, which is part of all those sanctional events spread right around the world.
Yeah, man.
And then from there, they then go to the
What are you entering as? Are you entering as masters or like normal athlete?
Masters.
Yeah, I reckon you'll give it a good nudge, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah, you give it a shot.
Yeah, got nothing to lose.
Yeah, have a bit of a play.
Yeah.
So it's Sorry, Ada's is yelling at me. So yeah, it'd be behind the screen. I will be doing it, and just having jam, just seeing where I'm at. You know, get some of the other oldies in New Zealand and Aussie, and the rest of Australasia. So
no, that's gonna be me. Anyone else do it? Put it in the comments. Be awesome. When do the workouts get released?
Well, yeah, I think it's the 11th with the first one, and I think they'll follow that same sequence as they have in the past. It'd be every sort of 6 days. So they do the release, and then you've got 5 days to do it, and then there's like a day off, and then they do another release. Yeah,
I think there's going to be we're going to have lots of chats about it because it's going to be the up and coming thing at the moment. So we're all going to be hyped on it. Anything else? Anyone's hyped up on anything? Me and Vita were having a random combo yesterday. This is totally off the CrossFit subject, guys. Just totally am pulling you from left field right now. Yeah. And it was I don't know where we were reading it, but it was an article on breastfeeding and whether or not we should change the word breastfeeding to chest feeding. How do you feel about that?
Oh, yeah, I did see that. It's on the news, wasn't it?
Yeah, how do you feel about, like, are you offended that it's called breastfeeding?
Absolutely not.
It's more targeted to the rainbow community and or the trans people and not offending them. But I'm a part of the rainbow community and I'm trying to understand because a man has a breast as well. They just don't have the powdered parts in there, right? Yeah. They just don't have that fat tissue that's because you've got a breast.
I would be really surprised if the trans and LGBTQ family would be offended by it because it's generally they're the ones that are very proud of their bodies and are really open about talking about that sort of stuff. So I'd be really surprised if that's the spin that they're putting on, if whoever's wanting to change it is using that as a spin. Because I would imagine if you interviewed 1,000 people from the LGBTQ family, the vast majority of, I'd say well over 95% would be totally fine with it.
I know. I was also, and then I was trying to think of saying chest feeding. I'm almost offended as a woman to be I feel like the man that's transitioned to a woman is angry for calling it breastfeeding. That's what I'm getting from it. But now I'm angry because now chest feeding sounds like more of a masculine way of saying, not that the masculine or the femininity or whatever. It's just like breastfeeding just sounds like it just, I don't know if we're just used to it. Also, human milk sounds weird. That's what the other thing was. They were going to change it to like human milk instead of breast milk.
Oh,
we don't call, do we don't, the milk that we drink, do we call that cow's milk or no?
Yeah,
is that
yeah. Well, like, okay, some people go, oh, I can have a bit of cow. So that's like a colloquial term, but like I don't go out to the person at dairy or the supermarket or the gas station and go, yo, I need some cow's milk. It's just milk, and it's just because it's coming from the breast, it's just called breast milk. If they're going to do that, why don't you change it to chest milk?
Yeah, that's
you're going to change it breast to chest, and just It just seems PC just going a fraction too far.
That's what I thought, and I was like,
it doesn't sound. It just sounds a little bit like common sense has been thrown out the window now.
Yeah, and now we're complaining about everything, and that's the part where I'm like, I don't think that's not what the rainbow community are. They're fighting for their rights, but they're not going to that level of like, okay, now we're going to have to change it to that. But yeah, interesting. Cassie's put in, if you're feeding from your chest like some do with apparatus, then Kate Pie, chest feeding, but I'd be comfortable saying breastfeeding because that's what I did. Exactly. But yeah, and then I'm like, why is anyone mad? Why is the man that's transitioned into a woman mad at the woman for being able to actually feed her children? Yeah. That's the part that gets me, because I'm like, it's not like you can feed your child. Like, you still couldn't. Powdered milk, yes.
Oh man, what a topic!
Right?
What a topic! Like, I can't believe someone's come up and goes, you know what? I want to change that to chest feeding. And let's now get on the bandwagon, get the news involved, and everyone else.
Let's do that. So Carly's written, but if a man transitions to a woman, can he produce milk? Also, if he transitions to a woman, does he then have breasts? But even if on the hormone pills, I don't think he can produce the milk anyway. So even if he is mad at a woman, I'm like, well, now you're being sexist, aren't you? Like, you're just mad because a real woman's got boobs and you're transitioning. Nothing wrong with it. You're transitioning, but now you're trying to dictate what can be called from what. Like, that really, we're going too PC here.
Just come on, common sense, team. Common sense.
Come on, man.
We'll always play it will always be generally the right way to do things, and that just sounds way too. I mean, that's way too liberal.
Yeah, that's way too right. I'm all for the rainbow flag, and I'm all for fighting for who you should be, and like, love is love, all of that stuff. But this stuff, oh man, we're just making things complicated. We'll be changing the to see people. That's right.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you might as well do that as well.
That's like me getting mad that I can't produce semen. Like, but I'm like, oh, I'm mad at that. I'd like, yes, we may as well call it that, pass.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good thing. I might have a look. I might look that up after this and see if men can make. I'd love to know how we get them out. Like,
put a baby on and see what happens.
Yeah, I've never thought that I could make milk, but I'll definitely have a look.
Yeah. Okay. So another random one, or not? This is totally right field now. Have you ever been introduced to someone and you've been introduced as their nickname and you know them for their whole time, and then you're shook at when you find out their real name? Because for you, from when I met you, you were Chief.
Yeah.
And when I found out your name was Abraham, I was like,
yeah. A lot of people still don't know my real name. Yeah.
Anyone else can relate to that? Who did you know that you didn't know their real name? Because that is.
I can't recall anyone that that had a nickname that I knew by nickname, but I didn't know by their real name. I probably have though, but I just at the moment can't recall. Probably a lot in my early days, like in the army, we had a lot of nicknames.
Yeah. Well, because you'd be calling each other your last names, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So I was always known as Dyer. So everyone, or, hey D or hey Dyer.
Yeah.
No one back then knew my real name.
Yeah.
Or you knew me by your rank. So, it would be Corporal Dyer.
Yeah.
Or Lance Corporal Dyer or Sergeant. Like that was it. Like, no one knew my real name.
Yes, channel. I was buzzed out by that one too. I was also buzzed out by Paz because I didn't know his first name was Kevin. I thought it was just Pazzo. I thought his first name was Pazzo. He suits Pazzo. People think my name's Vita all the time. I know people buzz out when I'm like, no, it's Evita.
Yeah, I did for the first time because everyone goes Vita, and I was like, oh, it's not Vita, or everyone goes Vita, and I was like, oh. So when I first put it in the push press system, I put VEDA. I think I messaged you or Lucy, and I said, "Hey man, what's Vita's email?" And then it was Evita, and I was like, "Change."
The real back.
Yeah.
Any person at work known as what's that? Sonal? Whereas her legal name is
Sonal. It's Sophia. Oh wow.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
That's sexy. We're winning. I love Chucks. Are you joking? So random, right? It's so buzzy when you do find out someone's real name. I think I didn't know Doc's name was Anna. That blew my mind too. I knew it was like a nickname, but I didn't know that. I was buzzed out at that it was Anna. But yeah, that's my little random. Woke up this morning going, oh, let's talk about that.
I knew I've always called Channel. Yeah. And because I actually thought when I very first met her, I actually thought that's what her name was.
Yeah.
And then someone said to me probably a couple months later that's actually pronounced Chanel. And I didn't know that.
And it's still Channel.
But it's still Channel. And even when I say Chanel to her, she looks at me with disgust, like, don't call me that. It's Channel with you. So that's what I have to call it. I can't call it anything else.
Yeah. I've got a mate called Turtle so weird when his missus calls him Matt, though. It is the shock that you get when someone calls you, like, I bet when someone calls you Abraham, you're like, or I get
generally when I get in trouble, like, so my mum used to always call me Apiri Hama when I was in trouble. That's my name in Māori. And so whenever I hear that, I still get a little, like, I get kind of like the old goosebumps on the back of my shoulders, like, oh, am I in trouble? When I hear that,
What about this one? I'm going to name my daughter Liz so people can ask if it's short for Elizabeth. No, it's short for lizard. The reactions will be so good, channel, because everyone will expect that.
Yeah.
Said join Abe for zoo. I was like, who the it's Chief. Yeah, Abe. Yeah. This is another problem.
Yeah. I only knew her as Chuck.
Yeah, see? And then when we're talking, I'm like, oh, Charlie did this, and then I'll be like, oh, Chuck's coming over. And you're like, who's?
Yeah. So when we very first were doing the Zoom classes back in March last year, and everything was going down, and the Charlotte Marie Webb was coming on, I was like, who is it? Oh, she jumped on, jam out. And then you were like, oh, just my friend Chuck. And I'm like, who's Chuck? So I didn't marry that. Yeah, it is one. I didn't marry that up for quite a while.
Yeah. That is funny. Simon, that's what I do as my little one.
Yeah. No, yeah, C2. Not many people know C2 at MK is Mary Kath and Carolyn.
No, that is so funny. Any plans for the day today, big bro?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing some Canva post stuff for the rest of the week, get that sorted. I'll probably start programming next week, and then Wow, the troop orders for our merch will be going in today.
Yes, excited for that.
So I think we got like 26 or 27 new bits of merch dropping. So we'll get that all underway for those guys. And then, we had a big day today. We've booked our intermediate team for New Zealand Nationals. That's done. And then teams are already booked in for Taurus 2s. And I think Tribal Wars as well. So it was a huge day. It's an expensive day for a lot of people for us having to book all these things in, but that'll come back in the end. But so that's all done as well. So I think next Monday I can try and get the RX team in. That's the goal.
Is that when you find out?
Well, hopefully, So I'm banking on that I will get an RX team in on the 8th. I didn't think I would. If I booked the RX team in yesterday, I didn't think I'd get the intermediate team or the scale team in next week. So I went with the intermediates this week and then RX scale next week.
Good work. Unagi to that. Someone pick a number for us.
Yes, please.
This time's going so fast. Someone who's got a number between 150 and 250.
150 and 250.
Yeah, 150 and 250. I was going to say, all our crew that have got troop merch or the staff troop on the new merch from the last drop, tag us in your posts because I know that everyone's been joining the classes. So tag us in your sweat t-shirt after. What else is on there? I think there's going to be a few giveaways coming up. So stay tuned for that. 151 from that pretty lady. Ooh, this is a good one for Tuesday morning, fam. 151. The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitudes. That's so relatable. Right. That is so relatable to me. I've been such a spoiled brat lately, and I'm like, I can't do it. And then woke up this morning, and I was like, oh, I actually can. And that's one of those quotes that I just needed to rev up. But yeah, that is us for today, bro. Thanks for joining me for your morning coffee. And Ayla.
Yes.
And thank you, everyone, for all the jokes because those have given me abs for the morning. Keep them coming through, bro. You've got to keep sharing them because
we have a lot.
Yeah. And the 15 minutes outside. So make sure you get your 15 minutes outside, team.
Get some fresh air, team. Get away from your screens.
Yeah, hard. But yeah, that's us for Tuesday. See you. Sending everyone the good vibes for the day. And we'll see you soon. Much love and